The province of Abra is now under a state of calamity following the magnitude 7 earthquake that rocked northern Luzon. President Bongbong Marcos has flown to Abra to personally check on the government's disaster response. Experts are again raising alarm about a major earthquake that could hit Metro Manila anytime. Urban planners and architects are now calling on the government to come up with a nationwide disaster plan. And the Gilas drama continues after the team fell short of a gold medal at the Southeast Asian Games. The Samang Basketball ng Pilipinas says another coach is to be blamed for the national team's problems. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. Historic sites in Vigan City were not spared from the magnitude 7 earthquake yesterday. Let's get the latest from Laila Pangilinan. She's joining us live from Vigan City. Laila, good evening. Can you tell us how Ilocos Sur looks so far post-earthquake?
Here in the heritage city of Vigan. With classes and work suspended indefinitely, some residents took advantage of their time off to do some cleaning. Clearing operations have started in some barangays in the city. Aside from the vintage houses, heritage sites like the Vigan Cathedral and the Bell Tower in Bantay were damaged. The debris from these sites have yet to be cleaned, as some of the portions that fell off is needed for its restoration. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines and the National Commission for Culture and the Arts said that guidelines must be followed in the proper restoration of heritage sites. The city government of Vigan will also inspect nearly 200 heritage houses. They will also provide funds for restoration efforts. For now, Vigan City is temporarily off limits to tourists. And once again, work and classes are also suspended indefinitely. Just to give you an idea, Riza, on how Calle Crisologo looks like, it's actually looking a little bit of a ghost town right now because there are no tourists, restaurants are closed, even the markets are closed except only for essentials. And if you see this very expensive car behind me, this is one of the casualties of the magnitude 7 earthquake yesterday. What happened here was residents were telling us that a big portion of the wall of a 200-year-old building that is across the car fell on top of it. Now, could you imagine if you were riding inside the car? I'm sure you wouldn't end up alive. So that's one of the casualties here. Riza, back to you.
Thank you for that update and stay safe. That's Laila Pangilinan reporting live from Vigan City. Meanwhile, at least 3 people in Benguet are confirmed dead following the magnitude 7 earthquake that hit northern Luzon on Wednesday. JC Cosico has the report.
A day after the magnitude 7 earthquake jolted northern Luzon, some roads remain impassable. Baguio City's famed Cannon Road, for one, remains closed to non-residents.
Tourists na magagaling from the lowlands are not advised to traverse the Cannon Road. Kasi medyo delikado pa ata, not advisable.
Over in Tuba, Benguet, clearing operations continue along this portion of the Marcos Highway. A stop-and-go traffic scheme was implemented, causing heavy traffic. Over 20 families in the town evacuated to the National Housing Authority in Barangay Tadiangan.
May naramdaman kami na parang nag-aando yan yung bahay. Tapos agad kaming lumabas. Babalik sana ako, naramdaman kong nag-crack doon sa may pintuan sa likod.
Other residents even recall their trauma from the 1990 tremor.
Parang domino na, gaganon-ganon na sila. Naisip ko yung pas na na lindol.
Yung alin?
1990 po yun eh. Tandang-tanda ko yun eh, kasi grade 4 ako noon. Parang mas malakas yata yung lindol ngayon pero maikli lang.
The recent earthquake also triggered a landslide in Barangay Taloy Sur, claiming the life of a construction worker.
Gumagawa po sila ng construction work. So nung nag-earthquake na, gumuho po yung lupa sa taas. Kaya po natabunan siya.
Another construction worker died due to falling debris in Duyagan, La Trinidad. The number of earthquake casualties across Benguet has so far climbed to 3, while some 76 families needed to be evacuated. Almost 300 houses also sustained partial damage. Class and work have already resumed, but the provincial government has advised residents to remain vigilant. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
FIVOC warns that it will only be a matter of time before the so-called Big One hits Metro Manila. In an interview with the Chiefs, FIVOC's director Renato Solodum said the capital region should prepare for a major earthquake. Solodum said fault lines, particularly the West Valley Fault, could be due for movement anytime soon. He explained that the West Valley Fault moves every 400 to 600 years, the most recent of which was in 1600s.
Gumagalaw talaga yung fault na yan. Nangyari na yung 4 na malalaki. So the question is, will it happen? Hindi ganon. Ang question talaga is, when will this happen? So kailangan natin paghandaan ito.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. President Marcos personally visited affected families of the magnitude 7 earthquake a day after the calamity. Mon Gualvez tells us more.
Many residents spent the night in Bangued's town plaza after the magnitude 7 earthquake that rocked northern Luzon on Wednesday. Some pitch tents were set up inside the covered court while others stayed inside their vehicles.
Mas okay kami dito. O, kasi baka mag-iba yung bahay namin, matabunan pa kami, di ba? Kaya napili na lang po namin na punta dito sa bayan.
After a few moments, more families flocked to the plaza due to aftershocks and reports that water in the river has risen. But authorities were quick to dispel the rumors.
Isa na yung kinatakutan natin yung aftershocks. Huwag na po tayong mag-accept pa sa sarili natin, makinig ng iba pang mga fake news. Antayin na lang po natin yung kinaukulan.
In the morning, the damage in the residents' homes became more pronounced. This 3-story house in Barangay Santa Rosa in Bangued was reduced to 2 floors. The debris fell on 3 motorcycles, a tricycle, and a van. Other houses leaned while the tremors caused walls in some to collapse.
Kahit anong gawin ko, hindi ko na may babalik. Yang ganyan, yung sinasabi nila ng material na yan, pero masakit. Pawis at saka dugo namin pinaghirapan yan. Pero isang iglap, biglang nawala. Pero pasalamat pa rin ako sa Diyos. Na sana mayroong mga tao naman na may gustong kahit kunting tulong.
With this, the entire province of Abra has been placed under state of calamity. President Marcos personally visited the residents taking shelter in the evacuation center. He even commended residents for keeping a smiling face despite the calamity.
Dito sa Abra, masarap magkampanya. Napakaganda ng resulta. Maraming salamat sa tulong ninyo. Maraming salamat sa suporta ninyo. Ngayon, ako naman ang tutulong sa inyo at magsusuporta sa inyo.
Before this, Marcos convened concerned agencies and local officials for a briefing on the situation on the ground. The president also wants to assure that help will be given to almost 5,000 affected families. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
Gilas Program Director and Head Coach Chot Reyes reveals he offered to resign after losing the gold medal match in the recent SEA Games. However, Reyes says his resignation was declined by the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. Several Pinoy basketball fans have called for Reyes to step down following consecutive dismal finishes in international tournaments.
Nag-offer naman ng resign naman ako, hindi nila tinanggap eh. Diba? So, that's all I can say. Somebody has to do the job. And I've always said before that I will never turn my back to my duty to flag and country.
Meanwhile, SBP is blaming former director and coach Tab Baldwin for Gilas problems. Baldwin resigned in February ahead of the second window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers to focus on his duties with the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Honestly, the predicament that we're in today is because of Tab. We've started losing players. He didn't want to coach the February window. So as a federation, we had to make decisions on how to move forward.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Migrant Workers Department will allocate 20 million pesos for families of OFWs affected by the magnitude 7 quake in northern Luzon. Migrant Workers Secretary Toots Ople said they are waiting for the NDRRMC's damage report to determine which areas will be prioritized. Prosecutors have found probable cause to charge Dr. Chow Tiao Yumol, the suspect in the shooting at the Ateneo de Manila University. Yumol faces 3 counts of murder, 1 count of frustrated murder, car theft, malicious mischief, and violation of the law on firearms and ammunition. And the Health Department is coordinating with the United States for supply of vaccines for monkeypox. Several countries are currently using smallpox vaccines for monkeypox. Now for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.